Hey there everybody, this is your captain speaking. Welcome back to playthrough of Belladonna. So, in our last episode we found a dead body. We delved a little deeper into the mystery. I think we have more questions than answers at this point. And we found a cat that is a teetotal dick that we have to get by. So, let's get back into this mystery. I guess next we need to see what is in the living room. Well,
this room looks completely abandoned. I suppose this is what happens when you're down to a skeleton crew of only one maid, no matter how fantastic she is.
That statement alone might answer a question. Actually, it wouldn't. I don't know. I'm not going to speculate. Let's look at this bloody journal page.
Another journal page. This one has drops of blood on it.
Belladonna must think, remember. Hands, fingers, write words. Words, hate. Well, that was to the point. Looks like that's all there is to this room. Oh, window.
It's snowing outside.
Aww.
I have no concept of the current year, season, or even geographical location.
Alright, now, that really does seem like there's a lot to do in this room. Alright, back out to the hall. Alright, let's go to the backyard. Well, doesn't this seem pleasant? Bottle of milk.
There's a bottle of milk out here. I wonder how long it's been here. At any rate, it's frozen completely solid. No wonder in this cold.
I'm betting we have to give that to the cat. A journal page.
One more Belladonna letter. Let's read about this Clara figure.
Clara Steiber was one of the several chambermaids we hired when we moved into the castle shortly after the marriage. In the warm light of recent events, I feel as though I could pick her out of a crowd already at this time, but I suspect that the truth is that she was just another servant, one of many, and I didn't pay her close to the attention I know she deserves. The time following the death of Lucas is hazy and unclear in my memory. I know I spent most of my time in an armchair in the living room, staring out the window. I know now that this must have been a difficult time for the staff as well. My apathy left them without purpose, as more and more of the household was shut down. Soon the cooks and stable grooms began abandoning what they wisely identified as a sinking ship. As more and more of the staff left the castle to seek employment elsewhere, there was less and less reason for the rest to stay, and the household was quickly decimated. But throughout all of this, young Clara never left my side, and she gradually shouldered more and more of the household responsibilities, making it her task to take care of me and nurse me through my melancholy. It was her loyalty and industriousness when everyone else left that finally broke me from my condition, and indeed her love. As I now sit down to write, it has been a long, unbroken chain of happy days. Clara and I have the whole castle practically to ourselves and nothing to do but enjoy our lives and each other. We sleep in a new room every night, cook our own food, and picnics under tables or in front of the fireplace. We have no incentive whatsoever to uphold convention and norms when this house has become like a secure pocket inside the rest of reality. In truth, this touches on what I treasure most in Clara. Neither of us reap any concrete benefits from our union, neither financial nor societal. There is no embedded purpose of producing heirs. Our relationship exists solely for itself and is its own reward. I am already adopting her adorable habit of naming inanimate objects. This castle is not quite ours, however. Wolfram still lurks like a ghoul downstairs and occasionally emerges and spends the night up here with me. We have little in common anymore. In fact, he is like a completely new person. His mind is vacant, his stare distant, he's thinner than ever before and shivers with cold. Clara jokingly suggested that we might have him declared mad and sent off to an institution. An innocent idea in her mind, but with some planning, this act might eventually prove to be our surest path to finally reclaiming this old castle for us alone. So, everybody in this place was scheming. That's interesting. Let's look at some tombstones.
This must be the family cemetery. Yet baby Lucas rests in an urn in the dining room. Why is that?
Well, he was their child.
It says Snowflake the pet cat. How cute.
It's dead.
The stone is so old and the name is worn off.
Okay. The open grave is a little unsettling, I'm not gonna lie.
The tombstone says Clara Stieber. This must be the grave of the wonderful maid I've heard so much about. I can't help but notice that it's been emptied.
Which kind of lends to my theory, honestly. Let's check out this journal page.
A note.
Great God, why did I not then expire? Why am I here to relate the destruction of the best hope and the purest creature of earth? It was mere days ago, at the peak of our bliss, when Clara fell ill. She complained of headaches and tiredness, so I made a bed for her and laid her down to rest. For the next few days I cared for my companion just as she had cared for me. I nursed her with all my love and compassion. We believed it was just a passing sickness and that it would be over shortly. Each morning we thought she was getting better, and each evening we realized she had actually gotten worse. And today when I entered her bedroom, she was there, lifeless and inanimate, thrown across the bed, her head hanging down and her pale and distorted features half covered by her hair. In horror I beheld the body of Clara, my love, so lately living, her, so dear, so worthy. I rushed towards her and embraced her with ardor, but the deathly languor and coldness of the limbs told me that what I now held in my arms had ceased to be the Clara whom I had loved and cherished. Alas, what foul curse lies in my gentle touch? I had lost my only child to the darkness, my husband to devouring madness, and now my lover has departed this world as well. Is my love truly as poisonous as my ominous name? Okay. That didn't really tell us much more. We already knew that Wolfram had poisoned Clara. So, let's head to the greenhouse. Whoa, hang on. Go back. Was there something here? Angel statue. Don't blink. Whatever you do, don't blink.
Statues of angels. It seems a bit paradoxical to create statues depicting something that's supposed to be immaterial. Let's call them Justifer and Phi.
You do love naming things, don't you? So, wait a minute. Okay, they both love naming things, so we're still not sure which one we are.
What a marvelous mausoleum. The plaque says Francisca Canosa. This must be the resting place of the lady from the portrait in the study.
Okay. Now let's go to the greenhouse. Boxes, boxes, boxes.
Yes, those are indeed boxes.
Almost as if she was answering me. Journal page.
More letters. Can someone tell me what happened to poor Clara?
Some time has passed since the demise of Clara. As I calm down and regain control over my emotions, it occurs to me that there are some mysterious circumstances concerning her death. The sickness that came over her was swift and sudden indeed. Admittedly, my own medical knowledge is limited, but it still seems to me that such an instant and terminal change in the bodily humors should not occur naturally. Could it be that she somehow ingested something that made her sick? But what? And from that line of thought, it is not a far leap to ponder if she was murdered. It was long ago that I lost track of the details of my husband's deranged research, but I do know he handles lethal substances and obscure chemicals. How easy it would have been for him to slip something into Clara's food. So then, why would he do such a thing? Did he know about our affair? We were very careful, but perchance he guessed it, despite our efforts. He would not go so far as to murder based solely on guess, would he? The distressing truth, I no longer have any way of telling what Wolfram is capable of. It is of vital importance that these notes never reach any eyes but my own. These are grave accusations I am scribbling down, and in ways of proof I do not even have anywhere to start looking. And yet the possibility is there, gloating in its simplicity. So, again, nothing new there. We already know he murdered her. Plant. I'm guessing this is the Belladonna.
Plant, a natural object, standing in a pot, a man-made object. The plant can consume nutrition and grow bigger, and the pot can't. Neither of them can think. So what about me, then? I can think, I know that. But am I natural or man-made?
I'm gonna say both. Let's see. Okay, lantern.
This lantern might prove to be the very first thing that actually manages to shed some light on my situation. I'll keep it.
I wonder...
Interesting, but no.
Okay. It was a good thought. There's the Belladonna.
Belladonna. This little plant has caused a lot of trouble. For a flower, it's not particularly beautiful, but for a murder weapon, it sure is.
Oh, we have Belladonna. And
Nothing
a basket.
inside.
Tree.
It's a large tree. Looks very peaceful. Couldn't I have been reincarnated into one of those instead of being forced back into this mess?
Oh, there's a journal page. I didn't even see that till
a
now.
journal page was hiding behind the plant.
Did Wolfram murder poor Clara, or did he not? My situation has reached a point where it hardly makes any difference. I still cannot prove anything, but my conviction of his sin is only growing stronger. I cannot look at his face without seeing a murderer, nor listen to his voice without hearing the words of an evil man. And the coward knows it. He sees the judgment in my eyes, and he shrinks away from it like the rodent he is. Guilty or not, he could not act more like a culprit if he so confessed his crime in the town square. If he was hiding in his laboratory before, now he practically lives there. We both realized that he lacks the courage to meet my gaze, and after that he simply stopped coming back upstairs. The villain, the fiend. He can rot away in his dungeon, forgotten by the world, his remaining days spent in darkness and solitude. I will not forgive him. How could I, when he has provided me with nothing but misery since the day we met? The living areas of this castle are mine now, and if my husband is incapable of even confronting me, he shall have no benefit from them. Curse my miserable existence. Well, she kind of turned miserable, miserable there, didn't she? English is hard. Okay, we've seen the big tree. I think maybe we've seen all there is to see in here. Alright, let's make our way back to the house. Assuming nothing is going to accost us. Just make one more check here.
What a marvelous mausoleum. The plaque says Francisca Canosa. This must be the resting place of the lady from the portrait in the study.
Alright. Go back inside. Okay, we may have a way to deal with the cat now with this milk. The only problem is it's frozen.
A sound idea, but the milk is frozen. Can't be poured.
Oh, there was a fireplace back in the study. Or not the study, the dinner room. Dinner room. I'm a smart feller. Wait, are we gonna have to use the Belladonna to kill the cat?
I'll let it stand by the fire for a while. It's thawed. The milk is now in liquid form.
Yeah, it's amazing how that works, isn't it?
The milk pours easily.
Just...
I think I see where this is going. But I'll need to grind the plant into a powder first.
Yeah,
Didn't
we're gonna have to kill the
somewhere in the
cat.
house? Let's grind this plant into powder.
I kind of feel bad about
Is this how Clara died?
Oh God, I don't want to do that. That's horrible. This is horrible. I feel horrible about having to do this. I mean, I don't like cats. I'm not a cat person, but I don't want to kill one.
Yes, this should put an end to the grim reign of this beast.
I feel bad about that.
Look, it's a key.
Another
And
key.
it has a funny tassel attached to it. No wonder the cat wanted to play with it. The animal must have managed to steal a key somehow.
I feel really bad about that.
Thaw the milk, grind the leaves, poison the cat. That was a lot of work to inspect this rather uninteresting ladder.
Alright. Journal page.
This is strange. This is Belladonna's signature, but the handwriting is just wrong.
I write to exercise my brain. I find that my thoughts becomes more firm and solid if I force myself to put them down on paper. It doesn't matter what I write as long as I can learn to think again and to remember. I must try and remember. I have no idea how long I have been this way, a walking corpse, a mimicry of human life, an unsmitch. This is all the doings of my despicable husband. He could not be happier, the villain. He got what he wanted, an obedient wife, a beautiful galetta that exists solely for his pleasure. If only he knew. These notes are the center of my universe, and I keep them well hidden. He does not know. He has no idea. The thought has not occurred to him that I might be a thinking being, and I intend to keep it that way. I am slowly and secretly, meticulously pulling my consciousness out of a black void. At first I truly was a mechanical toy, responsive but never proactive, but gradually I began to regain capacity for thought, and I quickly realized that I needed to keep it a secret. These thoughts were now the only things in the world that truly belonged to me. Beginning to think again was horrible, in many ways even worse than the state of blissful ignorance from which I had just emerged. I only managed to scribble down single disconnected words at time, more emotions than thoughts, impulses perhaps. My hands and fingers were stiff and clumsy. I remember cutting myself on the sharp pen once and not being able to prevent the blood flow. I thought that would be the end for me. Surely Wolfram would notice the blood on my hands and get suspicious. But no, the self-absorbed fool merely stitched me up and let me go. I sometimes play with the idea of what I would have to do to prove to him that I am a person, but I won't. The monster has other plans. Okay, so maybe we are Belladonna. Maybe I was wrong. Alright, so we will be proceeding into the next room, but that will have to wait for the next episode because I am out of time. Let me know if you're enjoying this playthrough of Belladonna. I know I am. I'm having fun with this. I'm loving the mystery. But do me a favor. Push all those buttons for me. Like, subscribe, leave a comment or two. I will see you in the next one. Peace out.